Oh, sometimes it really is nice to just be able to relax without the kids and just enjoy the scenery. Hello? No, I've got nothing on today. No, I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, it's June. Holy crap, the Champions League draw.
Syngen samman till segerskroppen Maltan Grindavik. Och jag vet vattnen ger idag.
I'm the Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It's Season 4, Episode 3 today, and, well, the transfer window is open. We've made some signings, but, of course, I completely forgot the Champions League qualifying draw. So I don't know who we're playing as of yet. Let's go and check the draw out, and then we can sort of plan the episode out from there. So, the Champions League draw, I completely forgot this was happening. It's weird, this mid-season European start is, I'm not used to it yet. But anyway, our first round, we have not been seeded in the draw for this. Let's go and have a look at it. And this is exciting, isn't it? Almost certainly going to get a copyright strike if this continues for much longer. So let's just advance to the end, shall we? So we'll just advance. I'm gonna get a ding for this. Oh, there we go. So we have got, first out, we've got Montenegro, a Montenegrin team. So here we go. This is the draw. We have got a Montenegrin team. Thankfully, we were first team out, first tie out, because otherwise that might have gone on for a little bit of time. But, well, can we beat a team from Montenegro? Time is going to tell. It's going to be about a month away, the game, not quite a month away. And, well, it looks like the draw continues. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's wait and see. Well, it's going to happen anyway, isn't it? So we might as well. Alright, so this needs to stop, this music thing, doesn't it? Alright, so let's just advance, and see where we come out here. We don't know who we're going to... I'm assuming all the seeded teams... No, I was going to say, sort of, we know who it's going to be, but that's not the case. Shakhtar. Karabag, we don't really want them. That'd be a decent one. No, we don't get them either. Partizan, we'd rather avoid. We do. Apoel we would take, but that's not going to happen. Match 10 is us versus somebody. I missed who it was. So it is us at home first leg against Punic. What, they're Armenian. I don't know. That looks like it might be Albanian or Macedonian or something. So that's not a terrible tie either. So yeah, it's Macedonian or Armenian if we can get past a Montenegrin side. That is about as friendly as we could hope for. Now, I don't know how many rounds we need to get through in order to... What we're aiming to do here, let's not kid ourselves. We're not getting to the Champions League phase it is now, isn't it? We're aiming to end up in the Europa Conference League stage. We want the money for that. Anything else we get is just a massive bonus. So I don't know how many ties we would need to get through in order to make that happen. But if we can win these two, then it would surely, if it's not done, it would be very, very close to being done. So there we go. It will be KR in the league and then the first leg against our Montenegrin friends. But as I said, the transfer window has opened and we have made 3 signings. So let's start there. The first man in is Kike Viva. Now, we knew he was coming in. He looks brilliant. He's going to make his debut against KR, and I'm really, really excited to see what he can bring to the team. The next man that we signed is a loan signing from Swansea, a Bermudan international in Ajani Birchall. Now, he is a left-footed winger, basically, so he's going to provide a little bit of competition out there, and just a left-footed option as well, a quality left-footed option. So, excited to see what he can do, and, I mean, he's obviously quality because he's been at Aston Villa, so there's only ever quality at that club. But yeah, we'll just kind of see... That's the way I'm laughing. If you don't laugh, you cry sometimes, don't you? But yeah, we'll see how he goes. He's played in League One, and yeah, well, he's been on loan at Wickham, and now he comes to us for the rest of the season. And the last man in is a little bit of a gamble. It's an Icelandic player, Stampstead. Now he is young. He's 18, so he will be club trained at some point. Lots and lots of potential. And as a striker, there's a little bit to like about him. Mostly finishing and dribbling, not much else to be honest. But good teamwork as well. So he should bring teammates into play. Decent-ish work rate, not too bad physically. So it's a little bit of a punt. If it comes off, it comes off. He's on £5 a week, though, for 2 years, or 3 years, sorry. So if it doesn't come off, then hasn't really cost us anything. So we'll just kind of see how he goes. You can see he's listed for loan, so we'll try and get him out somewhere so he's playing a little bit more regularly. So that is everything that's happened off the field. There are, of course, a few games to catch you up on the field now as well. I think there's 5 or 6 actually. So let's get things underway, starting off with a game in the league against last season's, well, they were our big rivals last year, weren't they? It's Vikinga. The only goal came when Capiello played in Stefansson. So home game, we won it. We just about shaded it. You can see they didn't create much, but neither did we. We were probably, as XG kind of suggests, I suppose, we were probably just about good enough to win it. But if it had finished 0-0, then I don't know we could have had too many complaints about that either, to be honest. So ultimately, 3 points, job done. Next up, it was again in the league against newly promoted, I believe, IA. We took the lead when Huggins' deflected cross was put in by Marmot. Oskarsson picked out Capiello's run to make it 2-0. Before IA set up a nervous final few minutes. So this game should have been a lot more comfortable for us, but in the end, you can see, despite dominating possession, XG was actually in their favour. So maybe we were a little bit lucky. Stefansson did not have a good game on this one. We played Huggins a little bit further, or a lot further forward than where he has typically played at fullback for us, and did well. And yeah, we gave all marks in a game in midfield, which is nice. And Monte and Antonsen, who of course are neither of them are the adult science and their ball players. So yeah, it was a bit of a rotated side, and we did enough, which is all you need to do, really, isn't it? Next up in the league, it was Leichner. Rocky gave us the lead before Karason's saved effort was finished by Oskarsson. So we absolutely dominated this game. We underscored our XG by 1.5 goals, which I don't think I've ever had a team do before. So yeah, I mean, that was, again, Stefansson. We've had a word to him before today's game. I forget exactly what game it was after, but he's one of those guys, you just want to leave him alone, but at some point, you know, you can't play a 6-2 and a 6-3 in games that we should have won more comfortably. It will cost you at some point, won't it? But yeah, again, very, very happy with the result. Most part the performance as well. And next up, it was Selfoss in the league. Now, of course, we last episode, they knocked us out of the cup. Let's see if we can get a little bit of measure of revenge. We went in front when Marmot played in Rocky. Marmot was again the creator for Capiello to make it 2-0. Before Haukson found Stefansson's run to make it 3-0. Though Selfoss managed to pull a goal back. So we did play well in this one. We deserved to win. And even though XG suggests they were ahead of us, I don't actually remember them being that good in that game. They only had 31% possession. Not that that means that much, I suppose. We gave Cresswell a game at right back. Leeds were complaining that he wasn't playing, which is fair enough because he wasn't. But he did well. So we might look to use him a little bit more. And yeah, you can see everybody else there did well. So quite pleased with that. Final game to catch you up on. It turned out to be a top of the table clash. So let's see how we did against Grindavik. We fell behind after 18 minutes. Rocky had us level at half-time with a stunning finish. But Grindavik restored their lead in the second half. Oh, Rigi, he almost got to that penalty, didn't he? You can see again, Stefansson didn't have a good game. Huggins, playing on the right-hand side, didn't have a good game. Rocky, though, is really starting to look like he's settling in, which is nice. It turned out to be a little bit of a rotated side as well. This game, I think, and then the next game we're going to play, the first game today against KR, were very, very close together. So we did rotate a little bit, and we can see defensively we weren't great. And, I mean, they had a penalty and their XG was only 1.22. So we weren't horrible, but we weren't brilliant either. I thought maybe when Rocky got the goal, it would sort of push us on, but no such luck. So there we go. Let's have a look at the league table. And despite that, we are still top of the league, ahead of Grindavik, and HK are right up there as well. So it's it's going well for the most part, but obviously that it's just set us back a little bit. What wasn't really comfortable. I mean, we could have been 9 points clear at the top if we'd won it. So, or would have been 6, because HK would have 18 still, wouldn't they? But we're in a good spot. Of course, we're coming to Europe now, and we know that that takes a little bit off of the squad. But equally, we've got some reinforcements in. We're out of the domestic cup, which can only be a good thing in terms of not having a really stacked schedule. And today, the first game is against KR. Now, again, another team that was strong last year that is struggling this year, just above the relegation zone. So let's go have a look and see what we're doing here. And we are expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And this is the team that we are sending out. Origi in goal. It is Marmot, Adelstein, Antonsen, and Cresswell playing it right back for this one. Sayas, Hausken, and Capiello even in midfield. Viva and Birchall make it their debuts in wide areas. Stefansson goes up top. You'll notice Capiello, Sayas, and Adelstein are all tied. They are all very important players for us as well. We just need them to get as much out of this game as we can. Now, a little bit of squad news. We had to obviously unregister some players to register the new signings. The decision I've made is to take out Sheba. Now, his contract is up at the end of this year. He's unhappy. There's bids coming in for him, which is all fine, because I think we've maybe moved past him a little bit anyway. The issue, of course, is that he was a little bit of cover for us at centre-back. Now, what I'm thinking is that role of covering centre-back will now fall onto Cresswell. Now, he is okay. It's just his positioning, but more importantly, jumping reach, I think, aren't fantastic. But we're talking about sort of an emergency centre-back sort of situation. So I think we'll be able to get by okay, but we'll just have to wait and see. And we should have, we also have Halsterstad that can play centre-back for us as well. So the fourth centre-back role is maybe a little bit weakened because of this, but I'm hoping that, with Birchall and Viva, we'll have a lot more going forward as well. So let's go and see how we get on here. All right, so we can see the team sheet here. Now, if you're wondering where Oskarsson is, injured is the answer. It was, I think, about a month or so he's out. So that's not ideal. Just relax out there. The result will come. Just play a natural game. I decided after last episode, which obviously was a little bit of a disaster, all things being told. But, I decided that what we'll do is we're just going to take pressure off again, particularly if there's kids playing. I just think it didn't work, did it? Trying to tell them that, they can win games and all that. I think it probably depends a little bit. This is where I'm going to have to actually use some actual ability at the game, which is maybe questionable. But I think it's going to depend on the squad if we're playing at home or away from home as to what the team talk is going to be, rather than just sort of an out-and-out, no pressure. Because there are some games that we are going to be expected to win. But let's see what we can do here. Cresswell with a throw for Sayas. Capiello turns. He does well. It's there for Birchall. And, well, he was that close to scoring 5 minutes into his debut. Let's give them some encouragement. I'm excited about the two wide players. I think we were really lacking a little bit on that left-hand side, but what that Birchall also allows us to do, other than have an out-and-out winger on that side instead of Rocky cutting in, not that he was doing a bad job by any means, and we are 1-0 down as, I don't know if it was Marmot or Adelstein, and someone was beaten in the air. And as a result of that, the ball's in the back of the net. What that also will allow us to do is use Rocky more as a backup striker as well. So he can sort of drift between any of the front four places, front three, I should say. We've got another free kick here to defend, and again we're beaten in the air. Again, it's Marmot and Adelstein over there that are causing us the problems. Origi gets it forward. He sort of finds Viva, but it's coming straight back at us. Adelstein for Halkson. Back we go to Antonsen. He gets it wide for Viva, who is not having a great time of things so far. Cresswell gets back, gets a good block on the first cross, not the second cross, and Finn Bogson, who is a very good in the air. So maybe it's a little bit harsh blaming them for being beaten in the air. He is, I think he has jumping reach of 16 or something. He's quite decent. Oh, Antonsen, that is poor, and Finn Bogson, that is also poor. We are not going very well here, are we? So let's try and trap them inside and see if that helps us at all. It would be nice with 70% possession to see a highlight at our end of the field, wouldn't it? I think we can say this isn't working, and this is the Stefansson is frustrating me a little bit. Let's show some desire to win. He's frustrating me a little bit because he's having these games, and I think I was surprised last year when we looked at his sort of average match rating over the season, how low it was. And it's games like this, I think, are the ones that really do hold him back from, you know, actually like blazing sort of records, because it's just not quite good enough, is it? All right, let's get rid of this. If we've got a low tempo, let's look for the overlaps, try and get the fullbacks forward, but not necessarily direct play down both wings. I'm looking at Sayas, who is quite tied. Let's try demand more. Antonsen wins the header. Stefansson, not quite there. And here we go again. Marmot beaten. Marmot is looking, I don't want to say old this year, but he's certainly not looking as good as he did last year at times. And again, are we not going to come back to YouTube and just absolutely stink the place out again, are we? Oh, it's another goal from a corner. All right, Stefansson, you can come off, mate. Have a break. Let's get Karasson up there to play as a deep lying forward. Halkson is on a booking and not playing well, so we'll make a change there as well. And Viva is not having a debut to remember either, so I wonder Turpitson can go as a box-to-box midfielder. I wonder if we take him off for Rocky and try and... Yeah. That is obviously disappointing. The problem is that he's not as good on the right-hand side cutting in because he's right-footed, but we'll just have to go with that. Let's berate. Do we have another sub? We do. So let's save his legs, Sayas's legs. Is that about to go in? I'm not looking. I'm trying to get this guy onto an anchor man. Yeah, I don't quite understand what is going on with this team at times. Let's get rid of that. Let's try a higher line. We've got really nothing to lose, do we? We might as well go and try and win the ball back a little bit higher up the pitch. Can we tell him to focus? Marmot's looking anxious, as he should, because he's been absolutely woeful this game. And... well, yeah, I don't really understand what I've done differently to the other. I mean, we weren't great against Breederblink, so maybe that's something to do with it. Here we go with Cresswell. 85th minute. If we can get one here, we might be on to try and save a point from this. Rocky goes a long way with the ball. Oh, Birchall's done brilliantly. Birchall's in, and Birchall on debut gets us back into the game. 86th minute. There's still time. And Rocky did a really, really well, didn't he? He ran into the space. He found Birchall. Look at that touch from Birchall. Straight past the defender. And then tucks it inside the post as well. Very, very nicely done by all involved. Let's see if we can go and get a second one now, please. Let's give him another focus. Turpitson over a free kick. Come on, Turpitson. It's decent. Oh, it's just off the outside of the post, is it? And here we go again. The higher line appears to be working nicely for us. We should have been doing this earlier on. As here we go with Marmot. Can he win a tackle? Will he get himself sent off? Or will he give away a penalty? He can't do either of those things yet. And there it is. Marmot, you're a disgrace. He's not having a good time of things, is it? And just as it looked like we were getting ourselves into the game again, we go and make it 3-1. Yeah, I think Marmot, he's a little bit on the older side anyway. I think he might be the wrong side of 30 now. And, well, we've got the youngster Collar, who is... I mean, he's only 15 or 16, so he's not quite ready to come in yet. But I think we start to move towards that transition, perhaps. The problem is that Halfposten isn't really great. I mean, he's okay, but he's not particularly setting the world alight out there. So maybe something we need to look to do this window while it's open is perhaps strengthen at left back as well, as Antonsen does well to win it back. Podotson gets it wide for Marmot. Marmot, it's a bit of a hospital pass, but Birchall picks it up. Birchall across for Rocky. Oh, it's a good finish from Rocky. We're back in the game again. And, well, if we could just not have Marmot defending. I mean, he's done really well there, hasn't he, to keep possession, Capiello. But look at that pass and the finish from Rocky. That is a little bit of class. And whisper it quietly, but we've been a lot better up front since Stefansson went off. Can we go and get an equalising goal again? No. So I'm going to put that defeat solely at the foot of Marmot, who was an absolute disgrace. But in the end, I mean, it's an entertaining game. Doesn't mean we get any points for it, though, does it? So, we should have won that game. So we can see the other results of the games that were played. We are still top. Goal difference has taken a bit of a hit there, although it could have been a lot worse without those late goals. So we will still be top, even if Breeder Blink do win. But back-to-back defeats in the league is never ideal, and... well, that's Rocky, a goal and an assist. Decent off the bench, wasn't it? Yeah, not ideal. But anyway, Europe starts next. Let's go do that. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to our European Champions League debut, we have a little bit of news in that Christian Shiba has left the club with immediate effect. He had agreed a contract to go to Partizani. I guess you would pronounce that. It's an Albanian team if you're not familiar with it. So we offered to sell it immediately, 14 grand basically. So again, one of these guys that served us well, but once he's agreed to move away in a couple of months, if we can get anything for him, we'll take it. It's not like he's vitally important first choice right back. He's we were sort of starting to fade him out anyway. So yeah, I think that works out okay for us in the end, but maybe we are ever so slightly short at right back for now, but there's options, so it's not going to be a problem, hopefully. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we're doing here against the Montenegrins. We are expecting a 4-2-3-1 from them, though in truth, the scouts didn't know what to expect from them, so I don't know where they're getting that information from. This is the team that we are sending out. It is Origi in goal. It is Marmot, who, by the way, is 26, not the wrong side of 30, so we'll just put it down to a poor game last time out. Adel Steinson, Antonsen, and Cresswell will be the back four. It's Sayes, Halkson, and Capiello in midfield. We're going to give Viva another chance. I don't know why, but we are. Birchall will keep his place, and Stefansson again. Look at that recent form from Stefansson. That is not the Stefansson we know and love, is it? All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, they are a greyed-out team, so we're not going to recognise any names. Of course, there's an extended bench as well for European games. We're the favourites. We're away from home, aren't we? The thing is, we're not the favourites. They were the favourites. So let's just relax, put a good report performance in. The results should come. Cresswell is looking nervous, which isn't ideal. And here we go with the Champions League anthem. For the second time this episode, I'm almost certainly going to get a ping for copyright infringement. Hopefully it's soft enough that it doesn't pick it up. But anyway, we'll see how we go here. Very, very cool. Of course, Champions League anthem famously not played in the qualifying rounds, as far as I know. But you never know, maybe it is. Of course, it does save me. I used to just edit it in anyway, didn't I? So I never got pinged for that. I think you can get 30 seconds. If anybody is familiar with international copyright law, I'm all ears. But I think you can get 30 seconds and you're okay. But we'll see how we go. I did try to do something once. I think it was a video for like a sort of like a promo video when I used to do the first star. And the first time I did that, got massively pinged because I just used the whole anthem and it was the only sound in the video. So it was amazing. It was an awesome video to sort of like a promo thing, but that was pretty much when I stopped doing promo videos because I spent so long on it and instantly was pinged. Here we go. Birchall's in again. Birchall through the goalkeeper's legs. And in the 8th minute, Birchall he's already worth his loan signing fee of whatever it was. And, well, it's 1-0. I can't remember what we're paying. I think we are paying some of his wages. It's not a complete freebie. But look at that. Capiello with a ball through and Birchall through the keeper's legs. Have some of that. It is 1-0 to Grindavik away from home. It doesn't matter if it was offside. Is there VAR? I'm sure there's VAR at this level, isn't there? Here we go now with Viva. He owes us for a poor performance last time out. He's done brilliantly there. Can he find a teammate? It was in between Capiello and Stefansson. Marmot, who owes us as well. There's a good ball for Birchall. His left foot. He gets it across goal. And Stefansson has his 15th of the year. It is 2-0. And, well, we are cruising. Absolutely cruising. Marmot did well, to be fair. Not the best play from their right back there. And, well, look at Birchall. What a signing he is looking already. Stefansson back in the goals. I had another word to him. I basically threatened his place in the first team. So let's hope that works and gets him firing again, because we need his goals. That's the thing, isn't it? Part of my thinking behind, all right, let's go with some younger players and sort of start to build them up was, but if we create a chance, Stefansson's going to take it. So if he's not taking the chances, we've seen we are going to lose games. A cracking ball for Birchall. Birchall again, it's blocked and it's behind. Almost an own goal, it says. Let's wait for the corner to come in. We've got Marmot to take. Of course, no Magoma right now. You wonder how he's enjoying life back in the... Was it Dr. Congo he went to? Vita Club, I think, it's in Africa, I think, anyway, as Marmot. Will get himself a booking for that, will he? No, he's got away with it. But yeah, I mean, he could have been starting this game, of course, but he's probably loving his $4 a week, in truth, isn't he? Here we go with Stefansson. Birchall is lurking outside the area. Viva has a go. It is looping, and it is eventually away. Birchall picks it up, though. It's back in for Stefansson. Stefansson! Oh, he's too good. He's back, everybody. It was just a momentary vacation before European football started. And after 23 minutes, it is 3-0 away from home. And, well, they haven't shown up yet, have they? If this is what we can do to them away from home, we know that we're a fairly decent team at home. So this... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But that being said, looking ahead, this is one tie down. I think you usually have to win 2, don't you? If starting in the Champions League, it certainly used to be the case because there's 4 qualifying rounds. So you need to win 2 ties at some point to get into the... Cappy yellow and he's missed it. To then get into the league phase. I've got to remember it's a league phase now. To get into the league phase of the Conference League. Now, I just so happen to be watching FM Lama in his... Dobfather series, which is absolutely cracking if you're not watching it. Yeah, just search FM Lama and it's his most recent one. He's got no attributes. It's insane. The guy has just got a death wish, I think. But anyway, and he got into the group stage of, let's actually just say, don't let your performance levels drop, of the group stage, the league phase of that competition. And, well, he found himself with 2.5 million. So I'm assuming it would be a similar case for us. And I mean, the damage we could do with £2.5 million would be ridiculous. Now we come into Europe this season as well, and we're only 200 but we're only 200 grand in the red, just over 200. I think it was 208. So we know we're going to get at least some European money. We get 86 grand as an appearance for this one. Here we go. Viva made a good run there. He does have a good off the ball movement, and the goalkeeper has saved it onto the crossbar. So, yeah, so that is obviously, we're in a better place this year. Now, of course, the caveat to that is that last season, of course, as we're pinging it around here again, Sayas is going to unload. He tries, but into the defender. And let's see what we can do here. Are we going to be susceptible on the break? 3-0 is very comfortable, and it will stay 3-0, as Origi comfortably claims that. Yeah, I mean, the board invested, it was over $1 million, probably pushing 2 million into the club last year. Here we go with Cresswell getting forward. Cresswell for Stefansson. Is he onside? If he is, he's got himself a Champions League hat-trick. Albeit, it doesn't matter if it's the first qualifying round. It is a Champions League hat-trick for Stefansson. And I think now we can start with fixtures coming thick and fast. And Breeder Blink did win their game in hand in the league by 2 goals, so they've actually gone top on goal difference by a goal. So all that being the case, I think we can possibly start and look at resting 1 or 2 here. Okay, so we are taking off Sayas, Stefansson and Cappiello, so arguably our 3 most important players, and on come Turpitson, Markson and Karasson to play to deep lying forward for him up front. So should be fine, he says, confidently. But 4-0 up in the away leg, even if it does start to go a little bit wrong in the second leg, you would, I think, kind of back us to be able to see it off. And there's another one, and it's Marmot, as he has continued to pay us back for that mistake, of course, against KR. It's 5-0. I'm confident enough now to say that this is tie done. Let's get the youngster Collar on at left back. And... what else do we need to do here? We'll leave Birchall on because we've got Rocky who can start the next one if needed. Maybe a change at centre-back we could do. I'm assuming we've still got subs. Where's the youngster? Magnuson on the bench. So let's get him on for Antonsen. And that's probably pushing... It's 5 subs, isn't it? So that'll probably be that then. I'm assuming we can't make any more, no. But, I mean, this has been almost the perfect scenario for us. So they're down to 10 men as well with an injury. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But, yeah, shouldn't have made all your subs. We've got another highlight. The youngster Collar. Really high hopes for him. Crossing it. It is towards Cresswell, who heads it just over. So we're moving into stoppage time. I don't see a need to show the second leg of this one. I'm fairly confident 5-0 away from home is going to be job done. And that has been a very, very good performance from us. I don't know where that was against KR. You wouldn't know it was the same team, would you? And it was literally, more or less, it probably was the same starting 11. Oh dear, Viva has injured himself. 2 weeks, so that's a bit of a shame. Oscarson isn't too far away from coming back at this point, so that's not too bad. But anyway, what a Champions League debut that was for us. 5-star Grindavik, and well, we've got a permanent deal. Yeah, we would love a permanent deal. We do actually have an option to buy him for 250,000. Now, 250 grand for us is a lot of money. But if he's going to fire us into the Champions League stage, then, you know, maybe we go and spend that money. But there we go. That is that. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Sorry about the league. You can see the league table there. But I'm fairly, as I say, fairly confident that we're going to get through that tie at home. So I'm not going to come back for that. What we will do is we will come back for the next one. It'll probably be in place of that Valor game, won't it? So I'll see how the fixtures fall, but we'll come back for the first leg of the next round. And well, if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let me know what you think of the signings as well. Take care.